Honoring your past to make way for the new. Despite what some will call it, 2020 is the gift that many secretly ask for. The unpredictable changes and challenges you may have faced this year was a necessary step in your evolution, although it may have felt like pure hell in the process. Jobs or businesses were lost, favorite extracurricular activities were halted, routines were interrupted, and relationships ended. But these sudden and painful changes help to put people on course to the career, lifestyle, geographical location, and/or relationship that align with their highest good. If you experienced a major loss in any area of your life, please keep in mind I'm not referring to the loss of life. Trust this separation was for your best intention. The planet is vibing on a higher frequency, so old low vibrational behavior and practices like bullying, for instance, are not being tolerated, especially by the younger generation. In fact, the younger generation is here to check the behaviors and practices that were the prior norm in order to help create a society that is higher vibrational. Their refusal to accept past ways of living is a part of their mission of helping to level up the earth. Keep in mind that their work would not be possible without the help of the souls that incarnated earlier. The great influx of higher vibe souls that incarnated between the 1800s through the 1980s or 90s, give or take a few years, were needed as their presence laid down the foundations that the younger generations are now flying off of. With that being said, if you are attached to something with an incompatible energy that was essentially holding you back in some way, trust and believe it was the job of 2020 to remove it from your life. As I stated in my 2020 energy reading, the numerology of the year 2020 is a number 4. The 2 plus the 2 equals 4. Any year that adds up to the numerology number of 4 or 7 is called a consolidating year, meaning that the focus of that year does not call for growth or expansion, rather removing what isn't working so that more solid growth can take place in later years. Think of it as trimming split ends, although this year was more like taking the big chop. Another plus of incompatible things leaving your life is that it will free up your energy to attract what was suppressed inside of you. I have seen people become full of ideas, have more energy and feel lighter, or better yet, make a meaningful connection with someone once they sever ties with something. If that happens to you, recognize that connection was holding you back in some way. Now, with all that said, it's important to acknowledge your past for bringing you into the space you were destined to be in. If the departure from a job, change in location, activities, or relationship was sudden and you need suggestions to get over it, I suggest doing the following. Clean up house. One of the most grounding ways to help you get over something from your past and clear your mind is to freshen up your physical and technology spaces. Rid yourself of anything you do not need, especially if it is from your past soul tie, and donate it where possible. Everything has energy to it, and possessions are no different. When it comes to technology, unsubscribe, unfollow, clean up old files from your devices, print out pictures that you love and turn them into books, and move those files to safe storage spaces so they can be accessed later. It is also a good idea to tidy up the posts on your social media account by deleting or archiving them. Also, be mindful of the posts you like, the words you say while around your smart devices, or the things you watch, so the advertising recommendations reflects what you want to see as you scroll through your timeline. Fast. Whether it's taking a break from eating, speaking, or distancing yourself from something you find addictive, do it and fill that space with something productive. When I am looking to start fresh or clear my mind, my go-to fasts involve food. I choose a time period that works for me, and social media. Once you decide what you're going to fast from, use that time you would spend on that activity to help you move on. Find time to speak with someone about your transition. Write out your thoughts, jot down the projects you would like to accomplish, or create a gratitude list of things you gained from your past connection. Speaking of gratitude, write a thank you letter. I know it sounds corny, but it is a good practice to write down all the things you learned from your past connection. List all of the skills you acquired, especially if it was a challenging situation. For instance, if you're in a job where you were not valued, you can write, "Thank you for helping me to learn how to stand up for myself and go after for what I want." Bring something new into your life. If the separation from the old freed up the space in your mind and heart to do something you always wanted to do, go for it. Whether it is outlining the book you always wanted to write, adopting an animal companion, starting a new physical routine, making a bold statement with your hair, getting a tattoo or piercing, learning a new skill, or making a purchase that is symbolic of the new you, go for it, as this symbolism will represent the change you went through. Lastly, call back your energy. On an energetic level, a quick way to remove your energy from your past connection is to imagine your past soul tie standing in front of you. Wrap your arms around it and hug it. Use your thank you letter to list all the things you're grateful for about your past with that soul tie. Now imagine a hole opening underneath it. This hole leads to the center of the earth, and at the center is liquid hot magma. Imagine your soul tie going into the magma, dissolving, and being permanently removed from your energy fields. If this is too harsh, get creative and think of another way to remove said thing from your life. You can imagine moving your past connection into a virtual trash can icon and then hitting the delete forever button. So just go with the flow of what your mind comes up with to remove said thing from your life. Being that this is the month of December, it is a good practice to tidy up loose ends and freshen up your physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. The suggestions provided are a good way to cleanse, list what you're grateful for, and renew yourself so you can get over the hump.